Most families have difficulty saving, in many cases due to financial reasons, but may also be due to a lack of organization, planning, and prioritizing unnecessary expenditures. The Japanese Keikbo method of budget management. This method is based on writing down expenses and fixed income salary, water and electricity bills so that the beginning of each month determines the amount of money that will be available to cover the rest of the expenses. And with each spending process, the date and type of spending must be determined. Clothing, food, entertainment, or cultural activities. You should write down every little and every expense, and by recording everything in detail, you will be able to know all the unnecessary expenses and the ones that you have to eliminate to save money effectively. Created by financial expert Jose Carlos Alvarez Jimenez, founder of the What is the Euro Worth blog. This method is very useful and effective, but it requires a strong will. It is based on allocating a percentage of your income to saving and using the rest to cover your expenses for the rest of the month. In this case, the challenge is to find solutions to limit what you have in your balance after transferring a percentage of your income to a savings account. It is necessary to determine the amount of money that you get each month, along with the expenses and the scope of their spending. And the expenses should be divided into two boxes, the first for necessities and the second for luxuries. After that, you must withdraw the amount you need for all these expenses at once from your bank account at the beginning of each month in order to avoid temptations. 52-week challenge. This method is to save money for 52 weeks in a piggy bank or box. And this challenge requires putting an amount of money for each week of the challenge. In other words, you should put in the first week €1 in the piggy bank, and €2 in the second week, and so on until you reach to week 52 where you should put €52. In the end, you will have saved €1,378. It is a form of gradual and continuous saving where you have to make an effort to find a way to cut out some unnecessary expenses. 30-day challenge. This challenge is similar to the previous method, but in this case you have to accumulate many euros in 1 month, which will help you to have a safety reserve in a few months. In this case, you should save €1 on the first day, then €2 on the second day, and repeat the same thing for the rest of the month until the 30th. This way, you will have a total of €465. And if your income is low, you can allocate less money to saving every day. And the important thing is to get used to saving because the results are worth it. The Harvecker method. In Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Harvecker suggests a simple percentage system for distributing income so that you'll be able to save. You should divide your income each month as follows. 55% of income for basic needs, housing, water and food. 10% for savings. This money can never be touched. 10% for skills development, books, office supplies, courses, exhibitions. 10% for long-term investment, such as getting a driver's license, taking a family trip, or refurbishing living room furniture. 10% for entertainment. 5% for donations. This way you can save without depriving yourself of anything. Envelope method. Although this method dates back about 80 years, it is still effective. You should receive your entire income in cash and then determine all the monthly expenses that you should cover. And once you know how to divide your income, put the amount allocated for each type of expense in its own envelope. Once you distribute the money in the envelopes, you'll know how much money you have for other less important expenses, as well as set aside % of your income for savings. This is the most simple method at all, and basically is to put money in a piggy bank. This method may be really old, but it is effective, and while the money collected in the piggy bank may not be important, saving money in the bank is the first step towards getting used to saving. It is also advised to put the remaining coins we have after shopping in the piggy bank, and when the amount accumulated in the piggy bank is considered, it should be deposited into a savings account. The best ways and principles to save money and save. Saving money should not be from the remaining amounts at the end of the month. Rather, it is necessary from the beginning to allocate a portion for saving, which is supposed to represent 10%. In many cases, saving money can become a difficult goal, the failure of which causes a lot of frustration due to ignorance of the best effective methods and principles for saving money and saving, especially for those who manage their financial affairs day by day. In this report, the Spanish Super Curioso website says that it has become very important to learn how to save some money that can save us in a time of crisis, or buy something valuable with it that positively affects our lives. There are tricks and principles that should be applied in this context, taking care to avoid giving in to the temptations and commercial deceptions used to encourage spending. Many face difficulty in collecting money to go on vacation or buy a gift or a new car, but experts assure that this is not difficult, provided that you avoid the common mistakes that many make and lead to their failure to achieve their financial goals. It is worth remembering that saving money should not be from the remaining amounts at the end of the month. Rather, it is necessary from the beginning to allocate a portion for saving, which is supposed to represent 10%. Set savings goals. Before knowing how to save, you need to determine the amount you want to collect and its purpose. This purpose may be in emergency situations, travel, or conduct business. Knowing this purpose may be the best incentive for us to discipline and continue to save money. Expense control. To succeed in achieving this goal, you must know the best means and determine the appropriate spending method for your financial situation. First, you should beware of financing sources that provide you with liquidity in exchange for repayment at a later time, as is the case with loans and advances. These are not recommended, especially when spending on consumer products such as travel and clothing. Open 2 bank accounts. One of the useful tips in this context is to open a bank account in which you put your monthly salary, and a savings account in which you directly deposit 10% of your salary, with your strict commitment not to touch this account until its purpose is achieved. In this way, you will see that the amount saved is constantly increasing, and you will feel comfortable and satisfied that you have enough to face surprises such as losing a job. Avoid the offers trap. This advice is known to everyone, but it is difficult to implement. You should stay away from messy spending that leads to exhausting money on unnecessary things. Avoid the offers trap. In order to achieve your savings goals, you need to get into the habit of comparing the prices of the goods and services you consume on a daily basis, such as food, fuel, clothes, phone, and insurance. Also, beware of rushing to buy in times of sale, as this can be a trap. Therefore, even in these times, you should be satisfied with buying only the things you need, and not paying attention to other goods, regardless of the size of the discounts. Organize a budget with all your money. In order to understand how to save money, you first need to know where every penny you earn goes, and plan in advance for all your expenses. It is recommended to divide your budget as follows: allocating 50% for basic expenses such as housing, transportation, bills and food, 20% for the pension fund and for debt performance, 30% for luxuries such as gifts, travel, restaurants, and shopping. The best time to save is now. Sometimes you tell yourself to postpone the start of saving to the next month or year. But at this time, intentions and promises do not work, but you must immediately start saving. There are many ways to achieve this, such as depositing some money in a bank account or investing it in other things. Saving starts at home. Success in achieving this goal begins with household expenses that must be focused on, such as electricity, water, and heating bills. Care should be taken to avoid leaving electrical appliances burning like lanterns, as this can save you 15% on your electric bill. Turn off the tap when brushing teeth or cleaning hands with soap. This can save you in liters per minute. Adjust the air conditioner or heater at an appropriate temperature to rationalize electricity consumption. Think about what you are going to buy and its purpose. Whether the holidays are approaching, you want to buy gifts for a loved one, or you go out weekly for shopping, you should avoid expenses that are not programmed in advance. To achieve this, you can write a list of your needs before leaving the house and strictly adhere to it to avoid surprises when paying and when checking your bank balance.